Let's talk more about this global IT outage and an inside look at how businesses are reacting today. Joining us now is PagerDuty's chair and CEO, Jennifer Tejada. PagerDuty monitors the health of a company's software systems, networks, alerts when there are irregularities that need to be fixed. Jen, I know you guys are partners with CrowdStrike and with Microsoft. Always good to see you. Just first, give me a sense of the scale of this outage. When was the last time you at CrowdStrike saw something with this big an impact?
Well, I think, at PagerDuty, we see a lot of these, in fact, most of these, because we serve 70% of the Fortune 100. And frankly, I think what we're all experiencing today is a bit of the new normal. When you think about the complexity associated with new technology, our ability to continuously deploy, the fact that lots of investments been made in modernizing technology, we're adding automation, we're adding generative AI, what you're ultimately seeing is tech fragility. And I think it's important to remember that software is imperfect. So the new normal is not whether or not you're going to experience a major incident as either a company or a brand or an end consumer relying on those services. It's when. And the important thing to think about is how do you prepare, how do you anticipate, and how do you respond when it happens?
Well, I've heard that when it comes to cyber attacks, but this was a self-inflicted wound. So it feels a bit strange to suggest that, well, we should get used to companies pushing out updates that crash businesses and cause millions or perhaps even billions of dollars worth of lost productivity. Will AI save us?
No, I think you're going to continue to need intelligent humans in the loop. I mean, when you just think about the impact of an event like this, we saw just during the peak of this, we saw over 150% increased volume of major incidents and 200% increase in high urgency above normal. We're still seeing 50% increases in event traffic right now. And I think what you're finding is that you need the thousands of IT professionals, software professionals, and operations people that are working through restoring the products and services that rely on the technology endpoints that saw a failure. I do think that the genesis of these incidents can vary. It can be cyber related. It can be human error. It can be, again, imperfect software, or it can be the conflation of all these things coming together at the same time. And one of the challenges with the technology ecosystem is it's changing every day. It's a lot like weather systems. You can study what's happened in the past, but you can't know how different events might come together in the future and storm and create, a difficult situation, a disastrous situation. So it is about how you respond quickly, how you orchestrate the information that you have, how you separate the signal from the noise, get to recovery, and then very importantly, take the lessons that you learned from that incident and deploy change so that it doesn't happen again.
I mean, you just talked about tech fragility, and I realize we're talking about a buggy content update that caused this entire situation over the last less than 24 hours. But does it raise the threat profile with hackers, with cybersecurity incidents, with maybe adversarial nation states who say, oh, look, this is the situation here. This is the fragility. Now we plan our next attack.
That threat exists all the time. And if you look back over the last several months, we've seen major incidents increase on the platform over 40% just year on year. So that fragility does increase the threat vector. And I think it is a really important message to leaders to think about how they're investing in both modernizing infrastructure through investments, but also modernizing the way they operate, right? If you just improve your technology stack, but you don't change the way people operate, you don't build really good safety mechanisms around test automation, change control, et cetera, you're going to continue to have these challenges. And even with all those systems in place, accidents will happen. You will have problems that you don't plan for, but you can anticipate and be prepared for when they do.